there was this new passive income scam that I nearly fell for as a Disney enthusiast. While scrolling through Instagram, I was approached by this person. I will not say any names or give out any revealing information, but they said, "Hey Tony, I know that you love Tower of Terror, and here's how you can make some money, some passive income, especially if you enjoy Disney, and all you got to do is, well, just post a few times a day on social media. It's that easy, and next thing you know, you'll get brand deals, travel deals, and maybe even some endorsements by the Walt Disney Company themselves." And I was literally like, heck yeah, hallelujah, let's go, woo! Just because I just love showcasing and sharing my love and passion for the Hollywood Tower Hotel. But first, you might be wondering, what is passive income? Passive income, please correct me if I'm wrong, is this ability to make a product or provide a service that you literally do not need to do anything with once you put it on the market. Think children's books, clothing, or even an Etsy shop, because Etsy will basically handle the transaction. But the only thing about Etsy is you might be the one who has to package and product the products, package. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Package and ship the products, which does take away the passiveness about it unless you actually hire somebody as a distributor. So that is in a nutshell. That is what passive income is. So I got my hopes up, my dreams going. I'm like, heck yeah, hallelujah, let's go. So this person on Instagram continues to promise me, well, you're gonna make so much money. You're gonna make so much money that you will be able to pay for your annual pass, AFM, Mickey Waffles, Mickey Mouse slippers, Mickey Mouse t-shirts, Mickey Mouse ears, and just about any Mickey products imaginable. So, knowing me, I nearly fell for it. Until this, drama everybody, they gave me a link and they said, all you gotta do is click this link and just download this ebook. Simple as that, 1, 2, 3, bam, and you're gonna be making boatloads of money. So I'm like, heck yeah, let's do this. I open up the link, kabam, there it is, the link to the ebook. And right as I am about to hit download, guess what I see? Guess what did I see? Please put in your credit card information. And I'm like, what? Wait, what the heck? So back to Instagram I go, and I'm like, so how much does this thing cost, and why do I need to put in my credit card information? I got the impression that this was a free, easy 1, 2, 3 ebook, that all I had to do was read the ebook, and bam, I would be making $48,000 a month to $100,000 a month, depending on what brand deals I could land. And the person was like, well, sometimes you gotta spend a buck to make a buck. That was not sitting well with me, so I opened up the link and I make this kind of scrolling through the preview out of curiosity. As I scroll below the payment information stuff, that is where I see the testimonies. One person was like, heck yeah, look at this. So easy, so simple. I couldn't believe that I was able to take my family of 4 people to Disney World for free. Another person was like, oh, you definitely, this $250 is worth every penny. Look at all the merchandise I got. Look at all the Mickey ears I got. This was so easy. And I could do this in my free time and my spare time. But here comes the realization. Why were all these people so enthusiastic, hyping about the book and the product, instead of being on Instagram, not hyping up, but showcasing their Disney adventures? So I basically took a little look around, did some internet sleuthing, and lo and behold, I couldn't find their Instagram accounts. And I also realized that a lot of the people who were promoting the book actually made more money promoting the ebook than from the content within the book. So basically what happened is that if you got the ebook, you would basically, from what I could tell, please don't quote me on any of this, same with just about any other passive income scheme, is you get the product. I say product in quotations. You get the product. Inside the product is a bunch of gobble, not much useful information, or information that you can easily research for yourself. So you see that. Then, because you are in this sunk cost fallacy mindset, where you basically already dropped 50 smackaronis on something, you basically are like, well, gotta make my money back somehow. So you make a lot more money by you basically get a commission, like around 10 to 20% commission, by shielding the products and selling the products and saying, hey, look at this ebook, look how easy it is to make money. Buy my book, buy the ebook, buy it, come on, buy it. And that is how you make your money back. Same with the letter writing scam that I actually found a Hannah Alonso video on, which I'll be linking in the comments. And here's the thumbnail if you want to look for it. Then, what was really wild is to basically think that you would actually make a lot more in your return if you actually distribute the book itself rather than take the advice in the book. Because let me tell you something, especially if somebody says, look at me, look how rich I am on the internet, that means that the person is most likely not very rich or is making false income claims, which is against the Federal Trade Commission's guidelines, and that's what gets a lot of multi-level marketing, aka pyramid schemes, into a lot of hot water, especially if the reps or the recruits be like, look, I made $100,000, so can you, which is a false income claim, because 99% of the people who literally go into like the multi-level marketing business / industry, most of them, as you can find on some income disclosure statements, basically they are not making a single money or making they're not making a single cent or making a profit. So that's that. Then going back to the Disney ebook, you basically get all these income claims, and most people who are truly rich, truly wealthy, and who are business savvy do not want any competition. So they be very tight-lipped and very secret about the actual ways of making money, rather than bragging about it on the internet, let alone trying to sell you an ebook saying, look how rich I got, just follow my guide. And that's why you don't see the CEOs of Disney, McDonald's, or Walmart going on and saying, hey, look, here's my business model on a silver platter, look at that, make your own Walmart, and let's be rich together. You see none of that. But when it comes to these schemes, I nearly forgot to mention this. This is going to be a very long ramble. Is social media, especially when the people are going around saying, "Hey, let's link arms. Let's be a community. Let's build your opportunity." And hey, guess what, Tony? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and you'll never see this again. You'll also never get this deal again. Followed by, well, you're here to build a community, and guess what? This opportunity is so easy, so efficient, that you can just do it in the pockets of your free time. Let me tell you this, as somebody who has their own Instagram and YouTube account, social media is not as easy as posting a few times a day, making a reel, or talking. Even making this video is going to take me an hour between recording, redoing frames, and putting in and editing the volume levels, let alone the thumbnails, the text, the title, the description, and even oh my god, I lost my monorail thought. So that's another reason why it takes so much time to make these videos, and this is another reason why I'm not going to edit any of this in terms of like bloopers, just to show you the realistic aspect of making social media content and how much work goes into this. And heck, even making one Instagram reel or post, it's a lot more than whipping out your phone, click, and then posting. Basically, you have to edit your photos. You have to make sure the photos are in the correct order. That will grab your attention. That will grab people's attention, which is a whole nother can of worms within itself. Then, here's the kicker. You have to come with the hashtags, the description, and even doing a simple post can take 5 to 30 minutes out of your day. And imagine having to do that for a few times a day, kabam, bam, there goes 90 minutes of your day on social media. And let alone, especially if you have a speech disability like me, I have apraxia of speech, and sometimes I have such a bad speech day that it takes me 5 tries to get 1 minute of video footage, just because of how my speech syllables mushed together. And unfortunately, with that, it makes the video very unwatchable or unplayable, especially for people who rely on subcaptions. And even now, I sound like I'm talking way too fast, which means that I probably have to stop this entire video and redo this entire video. And that is the reality of how much time and energy it takes to be posting constantly on social media. And that's why I get in a really huge tizzy and rant whenever someone's like, this is an easy opportunity. And Tony, if you were to start your life right now or go back 10 years, what would you do differently? You would be on social media and you'd be taking this opportunity because of how it benefits your future. And that's what gets me riled up, is the social media aspect and how time consuming it is. So yep, that is the newest passive income scam I have found as a Disney enthusiast, and why you should be extra cautious before buying anything that promises you massive amount of income, easy social media, like an easy social media lifestyle. Even if it says, it may take you a while, but the benefits will pay out. Well, I've been at this for a year, and I don't have a video that reliably gets over 1,000 views. So much for passive income on my end. And with that being said, thank you for watching today's ramble and rant. And if you're interested in more scams, and if you're interested in more scam awareness, be sure to smash the thumbs up, because I do post Tower of Terror content along with what it's like to leave a multi-level marketing scam, in my opinion. And everything I say for legal reasons is just an opinion, not a fact. And we'll see you in the next video.